Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Measure for Measure, a play by William Shakespeare. The play is set in the city of Vienna, and Vienna is ruled by Duke Vincentio. Vincentio decides to leave the city and he designates the strict and incorruptible Angelo as his deputy until he returns. Angelo agrees to enforce the city's laws in Vincentio's absence. Soon after the Duke's departure, a young gentleman named Lucio learns from the brothel operator Mistress Overdone that his friend Claudio has been imprisoned by Angelo. While Claudio is far more upstanding than Lucio, who has impregnated a sex worker and refuses to marry her. Claudio is said to be executed for getting his fiancée Juliet pregnant before they were legally married. Lucio goes to find Claudio. Meanwhile, Pompey, a bartender and pimp at the brothel, laments that Angelo's harsh enforcement of the city laws is damaging his business of the brothels in the city suburbs. Claudio runs into Lucio on his way to prison and asks him to find Isabella, Claudio's virtuous sister, so that she can beg Angelo for mercy. Lucio goes and finds Isabella about to enter a convent of nuns, but he convinces her that her persuasive speech might be able to move Angelo to change his mind and spare her brother. And therefore, she goes to an audience with Angelo and she argues with him that all men are tempted by the sin of fascination and therefore it is right to show mercy to those who violate the law against it. Angelo is fascinated by Isabella's piety and beauty and becoming ironically tempted by her goodness. He offers her a bargain wherein he says he will release Claudio if she agrees to give up her virginity and have sex with him. Isabella refuses, claiming that this would damage her immortal soul's chance of salvation, while her brother's earthly life is inevitably going to end. Angelo reminds her that his upstanding reputation will protect him if she considers trying to expose his corrupt request. Meanwhile, Duke Vincentio has not actually left the city, but has instead disguised himself as a friar called Lodovico. He explains that he wanted Angelo to begin enforcing the laws again to avoid appearing like a tyrant, and he is staying to observe the impact of this change upon Vienna society. He counsels Claudio to prepare himself for death through prayer and piety, but overhears Isabella telling her brother about Angelo's offer. Realizing Angelo's hypocrisy, the disguised Vincentio arranges a trick to save Claudio and spare Isabella's soul. He brings Isabella to a local woman named Mariana who was once engaged to marry Angelo, but he coldly refused to wed her after she lost her dowry in a shipwreck. They plan a bed trick, a common trope of Renaissance drama wherein the two women will switch places in the dark and Angelo will have sex with Mariana instead of Isabella. Vincentio also arranges with the provost of the prison to have another criminal's head sent to Angelo in place of Claudio's, although he conceals this plan even from Isabella and he allows her to think that her brother is truly dead. Additionally, Vincentio converses with Lucio, who accuses the Duke of being foolish, lecherous, and incompetent, all without realizing that he is speaking to the man in disguise is the real Duke. After Angelo has sex with Mariana, believing her to be Isabella, he sends orders to the prison commanding that Claudio should be executed. Isabella is furious when she realizes his dishonesty, but Vincentio counsels her to wait until the Duke returns to make a public accusation. He puts aside his friar disguise and sends word that he is returning and will meet Angelo publicly by the city gates when he arrives. When Vincentio returns, Isabella and Mariana expose Angelo's corruption. While Vincentio pretends not to believe them at first, he allows them to rationally explain what occurred and present their testimony as evidence. He then appears in the disguise of Friar Lodovic again to confirm the story. However, Lucio pulls off Lodovic's hood during the trial, exposing that he was the Duke all along. Angelo immediately confesses his crimes and begs to be executed. However, Mariana pleads for his life, asking Vincentio to be merciful and allow him to become a better man as her husband. Isabella joins Mariana in asking for mercy, even though she still believes that Angelo executed her brother. Vincentio finally reveals that Claudio is alive and proposes marriage to Isabella, but she does not respond to his request. Lucio is finally punished for slaughtering the Duke and impregnating a sex worker. Vincentio forces him to marry the women and then has him hung for his crimes. Here ends the play. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please do write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.